No, they completely melted down when the script was broken. Welcome back to the show. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to the first topic. ICE has apparently received 78,000 new job applicants to join the force. Go ahead, roll the clip.
You're really trying to recruit more agents, $50,000 up front, very attractive packages to bring them in. How's that going?
Oh, it's going great, Martha. We have almost 78,000 applicants since we opened up, and we're going through. We're finding those people that really want to serve the country and really be in law enforcement. I think it's a great way to recruit now. We're taking back our rehired annuitants, people that left the job early because they weren't allowed to do the law enforcement mission. But we have so many people that are interested now in working with ICE because now they're seeing, under Secretary Snow's leadership, we have a viable law enforcement partner in the community. You are actually out there making a difference. So we're really ecstatic about seeing the increase in new recruits that are applying.
See, this is what you get when people are proud to be Americans again. When you have a president in office who actually cares about Americans and the military and the border, first responders and prosecuting crime, it just goes to show you Biden, America's morale under Biden was just absolutely terrible. Nobody was joining the military. The recruiting numbers were terrible. People didn't want to join any sort of law enforcement, border patrol, because they knew that the president, from the top down, nobody was supporting them, really. Only the people that were supporting them were like good Americans, were like, yeah, no, I support the police and I support the military. You know, there's always going to be those people who will always support America till the end, but it's hard to kind of be, proud to be an American when you have such a terrible president like Biden, right? But now you get Trump back in there who shows how much he loves America and people actually see it, and then he makes people proud to be Americans again. They want to go fight for their country, or they want to go join ICE and, help clean up the country and deport all the illegals, So it just goes to show you how important a president is setting the tone for the rest of the country and just making people proud to be Americans. Because when that happens, everything gets better, from your military to your police force to your border patrol to your ICE agents. Everything gets better because the best of the best are going to want to join again. Because under Biden, the best of the best didn't want to join because it's like, well, I'm not going to be taken care of. I'm not going to be treated right. Nobody's going to like me because the president is basically not saying stuff against us to get people to hate us, So, yeah, it's terrible that America got to that point under Biden where nobody really wanted to join the military and the recruiting numbers were terrible. But yeah, it's good to know that people still care when the leadership is good and where it needs to be. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. So Rachel Maddow is trying to sell fear to all of her fans, if she still has fans and viewers, by claiming that we are in a consolidating dictatorship under Trump. Go ahead, roll the clip.
And, listen, you can narrow or widen the aperture as much as you want. You can look at the very big picture or the small local picture anywhere in the country. And we try to do as much of both of those things as we can every week here on this show. But whether you're looking at small-scale local stories or the biggest picture stories about what's happening in our country, the story is the same. And it is now an undeniable thing. We have crossed a line. We are in a place we did not want to be, but we are there. The thing we were all warning about for the last few years is not coming. It is here. We are in it. This is what it likes, it turns out. This is what it's like, right? It's August. It's a Monday. Every day the sun rises and the sun sets, and there are, sports and movies, and there are new hit songs. There are scandals here and there. There are crimes. There's everybody's personal quotient of family drama and health worries and money worries and falling in and out of love and in and out of faith. Life has not stopped, and none of our personal lives have stopped. But also, at the same time, life in the United States is profoundly changing, is profoundly different than it was even 6 months ago. Because we do now live in a country that has an authoritarian leader in charge. We have a consolidating dictatorship in our country.
Yeah, was that just the fakest news segment of all time? All they have left is just fear-mongering and scaring whatever little viewership they have left into just watching tomorrow so they can find out what they need to be scared of tomorrow, right? It's just crazy how that's like all they have is just scaring their people. They can't like go off real news or being like a legitimate source of information anymore. Nobody's going to really go to them for that. They're only have the people who keep going back because they just need to know what they need to be scared of next, you know? And Rachel Maddow is the perfect example of just selling the fear and just creating the fear narrative, and just she's a perfect puppet to sell that narrative. You know, she looks like it, like that type of person, how she's like a neurotic person, you know, and just like that's all they have. It's just so crazy how that's all they really have left, because there's just nothing else they can do other than scare their people to really get them to come back and watch more news from them, right? Because all they're doing is keep driving people away with like fake news, woke narratives, and just TDS narratives. Nobody wants that anymore, right? We want actual real news, and we want people who are going to give it to us straight, not just sell this fear-mongering narrative like Rachel Maddow. I mean, get out of here. And MSNBC. Have they done anything but fear-mongering for the past 8 years? I don't think so, right? You can't really point to any sort of show that's been like, yeah, that's a good solid show that you could watch on MSNBC or CNN. Just the whole left-wing media has resorted to fear-mongering and basically fake news. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. Comedian Alex Stein crashed an NBC live segment. It was hilarious. Go ahead, roll the clip.
We just watched the speaker gavel out with a whole lot of anger, Kelly. Here's the state of play. Here's
MSNBC sucks.
Hey, how are you?
MSNBC sucks.
Can I talk to you for a second?
MSNBC sucks.
You can see.
Okay.
You can see the frustration.
Sometimes this happens, and we understand that that can happen. And while we love free speech, we're going to keep control here. So, Ryan, thank you. Shaq, thank you. A volatile story. We'll be following it. And apparently, not only Shaq cleaned up. Okay. Stay with us here, because Ryan has cleared the set, as we would like to say. The gentleman moved on. So, Ryan, let me turn back to you. Nicely handled there. Can you give us an update on, as you were walking us through this, we'll all take a breath there. Maybe not. Okay. Go ahead, Ryan. See,
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Okay. We're just going to pull the plug there. Thank
Kelly,
you,
this
Ryan.
is all playing out in real time.
It sure
Passion
is
high.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of anger here, as you can see. So we're going to get a control of this and come back to you when we can.
Fair enough, fair enough. And we recognize people are expressing their views, and we're there to cover it. You do that job. We'll move on with our audience. Thanks for your patience with all of that.
Yeah, so first of all, do you think NBC really loves free speech? The woman could barely get that statement out with how much she was lying through her teeth. But yeah, this was absolutely hilarious. You gotta love how the guy was just calling out all the lunacy with the whole trans bathrooms and, you know, all that crap. It's just so funny how they can't handle actually talking about real things, and when anybody calls out anything, all they can do is just completely shut down, you know, and they really have no clue what to do. It's like they don't know how to handle somebody talking about real stuff, right? If somebody's goes off script on their network, it's like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? Just turn this person's mic off. Just get them off the screen immediately, you know, and then they just act all weirded out and like, you know, like you can't handle anything. And that's left-wing media in a nutshell, right? If they're not going by what their actual script is, because they're always scripted, everything they say, every left-wing news organization goes by the same script. We've all seen those clips of like, you know, 50 news shows saying the exact same thing. And this is basically what this is, you know, like the guy called out the lunacy. The script was broken, and they couldn't really salvage it. You know, they couldn't just be like, "Oh, that guy, he's what a crazy guy." You know, they completely melted down when the script was broken. But all right, let's get to the next topic here. So the New York Post has announced that they are starting the California Post newspaper in California. Which, I mean, do people really read newspapers still? I mean, I guess it's more of like online newspapers, but some people still actually read a newspaper, like the actual paper newspaper. But I mean, I guess this could be good. The New York Post has been killing it lately. They've been calling out a lot of the woke BS with like the Colbert situation and the Sydney Sweeney situation. So if California gets a new newspaper, some sort of, you know, any sort of periodical or whatever you want to call it that's calling out all the lunacy going on in California, I mean, hey, I don't find a problem with that. I think that's good. We need more things in California that are seen as legitimate, actually calling out what's going on in California, you know? Because there's just so much BS with Gavin Newsom and, you know, Karen Bass, the mayor of LA. Just everybody is so terrible, and they all hate America and what America stands for. So if we have stuff, more people, more entities in California calling out all the BS, hopefully people will wake up in California. I mean, you would have thought that, you know, the Palisades fire and basically all their homes burning down would get people to wake up, and we'll see at the next election cycle and see how that pans out. But yeah, what more do you need to really wake up and see the writing on the wall of how terrible everything is in California? You got homeless everywhere. You got just overrun with illegals, just terrible. The whole state's basically bankrupt. I mean, I don't know if Californians will ever come to their senses and start voting red. And I think California is a red state, but, you know, there's just so much nonsense going on that who knows really what's legitimate and what's not. But yeah, good on the New York Post for coming into California. Just don't bring any liberal crap, any liberal, you know, entities or journalists. We don't need that crap. We want you to keep calling out the BS and keep, you know, fighting the good fight. But all right, that's it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be seeing you.